Good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell of KLO LLC. I'm Tina Prigge of Vagabond Creative Studio. We're happy to see you this morning.
Good
Hope you've got your cup of
morning.
coffee, maybe tea. You don't even tell us what you put in your cup. If it's
I've definitely got coffee with half and half in.
coffee with milk, yeah. I feel like a little splash of milk or half and half just cuts the acidity a little bit.
Yes. And kind of makes it feel like a dessert.
Yes, starting the day with dessert is not a bad place to be.
Like it feels, I don't know. It feels naughty when it has cream in it.
It feels extra naughty if there's cream and sugar. Did you put sugar in too?
No, but if like I'm feeling like if I'm gonna have something naughty to drink, then I'll like order a specialty drink at like a coffee shop. Like that's like a treat.
Nice,
Does that make
nice.
sense?
So, how many cups like this could you have throughout the day?
I'm afraid to say this out loud. On a day like today, I'm working from home this morning and doing some prep because I have to teach tomorrow. Doug brewed me a 10-cup pot and I'll probably drink it all.
Now, 10 cups. When it says 10 cups, though, it's talking about like the
It's
older style cups, right?
yeah,
So, how many like of the mugs that you're drinking out of this morning
it's
will that
probably
fill
like
up?
4 or 3.
And do you have a certain cutoff time in the day that you have to stop by, or you won't be able to sleep, or can you
No,
keep going?
no, I don't drink coffee after lunchtime. But sometimes in the morning, like I'll drink it and then all of a sudden I'm like, it's kind of tasting acidy or it doesn't really taste good. I'm kind of coffee. We say coffeeed out. I don't know if you ever say that. That's a term my mom uses, coffeeed out. So sometimes I just, I'm done.
I would say that's turning coffee to a verb, right? If you're coffee.
Yeah. Yes. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day?
I always start with at least one, and I like to have one in the afternoon,
Oh,
maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
yeah.
Sometimes I'll have more in the morning, but a lot of times this one nice big mug does it for me.
Yeah. I find that if I drink it later in the day, there are times where it will affect my sleep. So I try to kind of avoid it.
Mm. If I have a big meal, like a big evening meal, sometimes it's nice to have coffee after. I
Mhm.
never seem to do that if I'm eating at home, but like if I go to a restaurant or something, it's always nice to wrap up with a cup of coffee.
I agree with you, especially if we're having dessert. Then I will also just have one
Oh,
cup,
yeah, I wonder if dessert is the X factor in that scenario.
probably. Probably. My dad, here's a fun fact. My dad turned 80 in February. We had his picture on the show. He for really my whole life has drank coffee from the time he got up in the morning until the time he goes to bed at night. Every now and then he'll have a Diet Coke or a Diet Mountain Dew or something in between. Like if we have pizza, he'll typically have a soda. But otherwise, he is coffee all the way through the day.
So he doesn't ever get that coffeeed out experience?
No, no, and he doesn't drink water or anything else. It's amazing. He always joked with us, Jason, you're like my dad. Coffee's for any time. My dad always said that water would rust his pipes.
And I think you showed us a picture of his really well cured coffee cup, right?
I have, yeah, I have. Now, when I was little, he drank cream and sugar in it. Now he just drinks it black. Um, but I mean, he has survived to 80 drinking coffee day and night. So this is just proof that our bodies are very tolerable of the things we put them through.
On to like the secret of longevity or something, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that volume of coffee maybe is great for you, but they do say like coffee is not a horrible thing.
It's interesting because if you think about it, so many cultures have the custom of either drinking coffee or tea or some sort of, brewed beverage that has
Yeah.
similar effects with a little jolt of caffeine.
Right. And not only that, like the warmth, like there's something about, I'm saying this because we had a rough workout at the gym this morning. My lungs were burning a little bit when I got home. Like clearing mucus. Like that warmth is always good for like clearing the whatever's hanging from the night. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I know that sounds horrible.
Are you able to drink coffee before you work out, or do you save it until after you work out?
During the week, it's too early. I can't even, like, my eyes are barely open going to the gym, so I don't have coffee before. On the weekends, if we work out at like 7 or 9, then I'll drink coffee before. There's no rules about
Interesting.
that. Yeah.
Speaking of coffee, you did a little research because we were like, when did we start this show? And you said that you and Jason first started this on March 31st of 2020. So this is like the second full year of doing this show.
I know. I think like we need to do something to celebrate. I don't know what the answer is going to be, but yeah, I went back. It was really cool just even to see all of our videos back there. I went on Facebook into the live page and went all the way back. And I mean, even Jason will probably laugh at this, but like we were on a different platform than this. We were doing a different, I had big headphones on, which now I just talk to my computer and it's fine. And it's just really cool to think that it's been that long. Like, I don't think, even for you and I, like, Moms on Lockdown started in April in 2020. I don't think we ever sat back and thought, like, we're going to be still doing the show in
Mm.
2 years, or that people would still be watching us.
Right. Thank you so much for watching. And it's you, the viewers, that really make this fun. Although, Kristen, I could talk to you all day long,
I know.
regardless of whether or not somebody was watching. But
Yeah. I mean, we really do love our viewers. Bettina and I enjoy talking to each other every week. We feel like we get to keep up on things.
yeah, and I haven't randomly run into you out and about lately. So
We are overdue.
where will it be?
I know.
Might it be at the cobbler shop?
Well, it would be really fun if that was the cobbler shop, if it was the cobbler shop, but like I feel like the chance of it happening in Sheboygan are
For our viewers, just in case they're much younger than we are and don't know what a cobbler is, I think we should explain or define cobbler.
so a shoe cobbler. I mean, historically, a shoe cobbler was somebody that actually made shoes from scratch and had leather and had all the tools and put shoes together. I think the more accurate term of cobbler now is probably more a leather shoe repair person.
Not making it from scratch, but repairing and giving new life
Right.
to a cherished pair.
So I'd like to think of a talented leather artist, and also, I mean, just like you have to know what to do with these, right?
Yeah. I've got this picture. So, Kristen, you took a pair of husband's shoes to the cobbler shop in Sheboygan. There actually is a cobbler shop called Molly's Cobbler Shop in Sheboygan. Look at how delicious the sole of this shoe looks. I just want to
Yeah.
walk around in these.
So, like, I normally really try to promote Man and Talk businesses when we're on this show, but this is too cool not to share. So, yeah, the name of the business is Molly's Cobbler Shop. It is run by the coolest little man ever. And he does all the work there. So he has a very small front counter. You walk in and drop it off. It's very cool. And then his workshop's right behind there where he does leather work and shoe repair and all different things. So Doug, before we went on vacation, Doug took like 8 pairs of our shoes there. Some of them were repairs, like the one on the screen, and some of them were just to clean them up. Like I have a pair of black leather boots that just needed some love. They had salt and other stuff on them, and he just knows how to treat them so well. And so this is Doug's pair of shoes that you see on the screen. This is what they look like. And the sole right here, he had worn through the sole. There was a hole right here in the sole because this is like a leather. This one might not be leather, but the original was a leather sole. And so he like took it all apart and put this new sole on. And then this is a new like rubber grip thing on. But doesn't this look cool? Like the
Oh, I
stitching,
love it.
I feel like I can't get as good on camera. That's why I sent you a picture. But
Yeah, I love it. And
I
I love the fact that it says for his size, giant.
He doesn't have giant feet. These might be, I don't know if these have a size in. Um, but yeah, so he does work on like these are Doug's work shoes. So they're Allen Edmonds, so they're all leather, and he just knows, you can see how to treat them and polish them up and make them look nice. And then this one, wasn't repaired this time. This was repaired a different time, but he like put this brand new rubber bottom on to protect the shoe. And, Doug had a different pair that like this lacing had split, and he went in and re-stitched it all together for him. And then he always shines them up nice. And I don't know. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him because he does amazing work. It's super old school, like mentality. And I'm sure he would fix like a leather belt or a leather purse or something as well. But like, this is the kind of stuff where you make an investment in a pair of shoes, a good, really good pair of shoes. And then you just like have somebody awesome help you take care of them. Right. So they last forever.
Yeah, and that's Kevin Hansen, who's the owner of that shop. And so a lot of people in Manitowoc probably know Kevin. For a number of years, he was really involved in Hardorama. So a
Yeah.
lot of the toilet seats that you see like on display, I know Piggly Wiggly has a big collection, and I think Festival Foods has a big collection. A lot of those, he was the artist that painted them or designed them.
That's such a cool connection with Manitowoc. I did not actually know that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
So
I love that too. So have you ever used the phrase or heard the phrase, the cobbler's kids never has new shoes?
I have heard that, and I think that comes from like they're always busy repairing everybody else's, right? Or
Right,
they get good trade-ins, and the kids get the trade-ins rather than the new ones.
right. So I remember I was saying that to somebody. I was talking to somebody, much younger than I was, and they're like, what's a cobbler?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm pretty young for Cobbler, but just so much respect for the work he does. It's amazing.
Yeah. So this little show today is actually a public service reminding people of the definition of cobbler and what your local cobbler can do for you.
Yeah. And not only that, but like don't be afraid of buying, it does take more money to buy a good pair of leather shoes, but man, they can last forever. Doug's had some of these for a long, long time. So,
Break them in. Yeah, it's tragic to have to say goodbye just because of the soul. And so if it can be repaired, that's
that's right. It's like a pair of Birkenstocks. You like get them all the way your feet are, and then you lose the sole, and you're like, no.
awesome. Yeah, so I bet you he could probably wear shoes like that too.
I totally think he could. I totally think he could, for sure.
All right, so I've got a little green on because it is St. Patrick's Day this week.
What
Are you a little Irish?
I am Irish. I don't know the legitimate percentage of Irish I am, but my maiden name is O'Connor, actually. And so we do typically do some celebration. Fun fact, hopefully you guys don't freak out about this. I made corned beef, which I typically long boil overnight in the oven at a very low temperature, like 225 for like 12 hours. And it just like the fat falls away from the meat. So you have all this tender meat. So we had some left from last year, and Doug, we have a food saver, and he vacuum packed it. And I actually pulled it back out. I pulled a pack of it out, and I think we're going to make like Reuben rolls for dinner on Thursday night.
Very nice.
The kids will eat meat and cheese. Doug will eat meat and cheese. I will eat meat and sauerkraut and like Thousand Island, which is probably not traditional Irish, but close enough.
Nice.
How about you?
Well,
What will you do?
I don't know that I'll do anything in particular. I was just happy I remembered it today. I'm part Irish too. My dad always says that his grandfathers had good sense to marry Irish women.
I like that. I'll have to tell Doug that when he gets home.
But I pulled up my favorite Irish quote. I'm just going to put it on screen, and it says, "Blessings outnumber the rocks that grow. May trouble avoid you wherever you go." I love
it. I love it. It's so good. Did you guys cover the parade at all on Saturday? Did you head downtown at all?
We didn't. We had our equipment already, like we were prepared to, and the outdoor temperature felt like -7, -7. We're like, oh no. I mean, not only for ourselves, but it's just not good for the equipment. And so,
yes. Yeah.
I can imagine it.
It's a hard temperature to have like cameras and things that run on batteries outside.
Mm-hmm.
We were downtown. Doug and I did yoga on Saturday morning and stopped at Manitowoc Coffee to pick up a cup of coffee. And It was very cold, but there were definitely people out, like, getting ready for it and getting chairs when it got closer to time, and then Grace is in rehearsal at Treehouse, so, um, when we dropped her off, people were getting lined up, so, I mean, people went down, I think it's awesome.
I think with enough Irish courage, you can stay warm or at least believe that you're warm. So
Right. Or Irish beer, one or the other. Whiskey, Irish whiskey to keep you warm,
right, right.
something like I love it.
Luckily, we got out and about the next day, which the weather was much improved, and we went down to Silver Creek, and it was just so beautiful. I got down close to the creek and got this picture. There's just something about like the colors being really muted, and the snow is melting, but yet it's still around. It was just the most beautiful landscape.
That is really cool. It looks like the creek was actually very low there, which is weird because there's a lot of standing water in some places, like the ground just can't take it in.
Yeah, right, right, because it was still frozen. And it's interesting because just a little bit beyond this, there's a little bit of rapids where the water is flowing
Yeah,
a bit more. So
I love that park. There's just so much there. We love walking around and checking it out and sledding, obviously. But
nice.
yeah. Were you able to hike down to the lake or was it too sloppy or too much water to get down there?
We didn't actually like hike in that far most of the time, just
Yeah,
oogling the creek and how beautiful it was. And,
nice.
just the sound, like that babbling sound as it goes over the rocks, it was just so peaceful.
Yes. There's a spot actually kind of behind the field house there where it is very kind of bubbly or you can kind of hear the water running as well. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that place. And it just made me so thankful that we have places like that right here where we live.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I was downtown on Sunday after church. I went downtown to meet some friends and stuff, and there were people out everywhere doing stuff and moving around. So maybe they had kind of done the same as you guys after that kind of cold snap on Saturday. They were like, "That's it, we're getting out."
Yeah. Yeah, we even made it we went to Mishicot and, like, walked through their village park, and it was so charming. There's this old school playground, like, when you were little, did they still have
Yes.
these types of merry-go-rounds?
Yes.
So many fun times on merry-go-rounds like this.
Yes. I it makes me happy to see that there's still one at the park.
And look at downtown Mishicot is just so charming with the buildings right on the river.
Yes, it is very cute. It is very cute. We're lucky to have all those cute little towns around to go and drive through and check out, and almost all of them have a little bridge,
Right,
a
and
little water.
Mishicot actually has a covered bridge, like a historic wood covered bridge. Hey,
Mhm.
Stephen, good morning.
Good morning, Steve. Very good. Okay, what else did I send you this week? I can't even remember. Sometimes we're, like, sending so many things.
Tell
Oh,
me
this
about
was
this. This is so cute.
so Grace had a birthday party she got invited to on Sunday, and she made a handmade card. So she looked up different things online, and one of them was to have this kind of like happy with balloon on the bottom, and then birthday with balloon on the bottom, and then the person's name and balloon. So she was practicing this happy with the balloon kind of how it would go. And I found this little note stuck on this post-it notepad in the office um, on Saturday. I'm like, this is just too cute not to snap a picture of, it's just little doodling. And at first I was like, what is this? And then I realized, like, oh, she's working on the card. I get it. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. As a mom, don't you love to find those little reminders?
yeah. And I was like, yes, we should be happy. This is a good, it actually made me think of like Happy, Happy, Happy. He was the uncle from Duck Commander, Duck Dynasty. Did you guys ever watch that show? They make duck calls. Their family, they had like a reality show online, and the uncle always used to say, "Happy, happy, happy." So it was nice. It was just a perfect little reminder on the desk
Yeah.
that, yep, we should be happy. There's a lot to be happy about today.
And I love it because she's exploring, who she is, her creative side, right? It's not something that you had to guide. She was working on it on her
Yeah.
own.
I think she'd went online and maybe looked up something like, handmade cards or something, drawings, and then like, because she's an artist and just she has this natural ability to like look at a picture and then kind of make it happen and practice, doing it. You would not see me doing that ever. Um, so I know you're kind of creative, Tina. Do you ever make homemade birthday cards?
Oh, all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
And do you feel like the ideas come to you and then you're just ready, or do you like would you go and research something to work off of and then use that?
Mhm. And just like her, I'd practice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about Jason? Would he practice, or is he more of like a off the cuff artist?
Um, well, he's so good. Good morning, Jeff Tess. Um, I'm not exactly sure about his process. To me, it seems like he picks up a pen or a brush and this magic happens.
Mhm.
He might tell us that there's more that goes into it, but I don't think he I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's always because he's always doodling and doing stuff. So it's like he's always practicing, maybe
Yeah,
so he's ready whenever it comes up.
maybe. Does Jason make homemade cards?
Hmm. Trying to think if I've seen one. I think, from time to time. I haven't
Yeah,
seen one lately, but
very good. Haven't seen one lately. Mother's Day is coming up, Jason. Is your birthday in spring, Tina? Are you a May
it,
baby?
I am, yep, May 28th. So usually there's a holiday for my birthday. I usually get a long weekend for Memorial Day.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So there you go, Jason. Mother's Day and Tina's birthday are coming up in May.
Yeah, I am accepting homemade cards.
Homemade cards are perfectly acceptable from you, Antique.
So yesterday was Pi 314. Did you guys have pie? I totally forgot the opportunity to have pie, but
I did not know yesterday was Pi Day. I should have known that was Pi Day, but I did not. In my brain, and all the times I wrote 314, I did not ever think about it being Pi Day. We did not eat pie. I don't even know that I thought about pie yesterday. What
I
about
just am
you?
sad I'm sad that I missed the opportunity to eat sanctioned pie. You know what I mean? Like of all the days that you could be encouraged to eat pie,
I
I missed it.
I know, but I feel like that you kind of get on a bad track, like, oh, it's Fat Tuesday, we need to eat a patchki. Oh, it's Pie Day, we need to eat a pie. Like, then you get in a bad habit. Like, I don't typically eat dessert during the week. So now all of a sudden I'm like once a week, twice a week in the middle of the week plus weekends. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. I try to have more self control than that.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I need to live a little. I don't know.
You seem to be doing a pretty good job.
Thanks. I try. I try.
So you said Grace was in rehearsals at Treehouse Theater. Is that for The Lion King?
It is for the Lion King. Have we talked about this before?
We talked about that they were going to do it, and I think we talked about the auditions, but I don't think that we've talked about it now that it's in rehearsals.
Well, and I think Jason might have a spotlight kind of thing coming up, but Treehouse is celebrating 10 years of youth theater, which is just so awesome by itself. And yeah, so they're doing Lion King Jr. as their big 10th celebration show. And the really exciting thing is it's going to be at the Capitol Civic Center. So they're on the big stage in the big theater this time. And it's at, in case you're looking and you want to mark your calendars, it's April 28th through May 1st. I think Thursday and Friday is like night shows, and then Saturday, Sunday is matinees. Yeah, Jeff's daughter Carly is in the show. Thank you for mentioning that, Jeff. Grace has talked about that. But these are like incredible kiddos that are working really, really hard, and it's going to be amazing.
Have you got a glimpse of any of the costumes yet? Are those in progress?
Costuming is in progress, and I have heard about it. Grace shared with me that she is a flower when she's in the jungle, and she is a monkey when she is in the Pride Land. And it's always fun to sit back and see like how that comes to life and how that's portrayed out on the stage. And Lion King has just so many like cool moments in the show. Like, I'm excited to see how Treehouse decides to portray that. because taking it from a movie onto the stage is always different. And um, I'm so excited about all of it. It's going to be so cool.
Who's directing the show?
Melissa, hold on. Good thing I got my Google machine here. Somebody else knows it. Shout it out. Melissa.
Like, do they
something.
always
So,
have different directors, or is there one director that's on staff that directs all the shows? How does that work over
nope.
there?
They have different directors for each show. So they have to like submit an application to direct a show, and then a different group gets selected every time. Now, because this is such a big show, they have a director, they have a number of assistant directors, they have 2 choreographers working on the show, there's 2 musical directors working on the show. Like, they've brought in a big support staff to help pull this show off. So it is going to be amazing.
Steven's comment here, he said, sounds like a fantastic production.
It is. It really, I mean, they do such a good job all the time anyway. So I don't know if Tina, have you been to a Treehouse show? I can't remember.
I have, and the quality, the level of that, especially for the young, the age of the performers, blew me away.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just like they just do an amazing job to begin with. And we can't wait to see this. Because again, like, everybody knows the Lion King and they know the songs, and there's just so much that goes along with it. So, okay. Missy Wendorf is the director, and she's being mentored by Lisa Healy.
Oh, Lisa is a force. Lisa does great work. So that's really cool.
Yeah. And then, like I said, there's 2 musical directors, there's 2 choreographers, there's 2 stagehands. Like, this is going to be a big deal, and it's going to be fun. So come to the show. You can buy tickets at the Capitol Civic Center.
That's amazing. Oh, and what a great experience for the kids to be on that stage. I mean, that is iconic.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, just like, normally they perform at UW Green Bay, which is it's a really cool little theater, but the space and the size of not just the stage, but like the audience is just going to be so different. So it will feel different and look different. And they're going to have a lot of room to do a lot of really cool stuff.
Even the whole backstage experience, like, all of the dressing rooms are underneath the stage, and there's all these little different dressing rooms, and they all have like those iconic light bulbs that go all around the mirrors. And it just gives the performers this sense that, wow, we're really doing something.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, I just noted we were reviewing the production calendar, and one of the things is the kids go and they're going to tour the Capitol as part of the transition from rehearsing at Treehouse Downtown to being, the 2 weeks before they're on the stage rehearsing there. And it's just so, Chris was like, oh my gosh, we get to go tour like the behind the scenes, and like, what an awesome experience for them. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm so excited for them. Well, another half an hour has just evaporated like this, Kristin. It's no wonder we're 2 years into this.
I know. It really always does go fast. So thank you to all of you who piped on and joined us this morning on this foggy kind of Tuesday morning.
Yes, absolutely. And I think what we'll do is we'll leave you with my favorite Irish blessing here. May your blessings outnumber the shamrocks that grow, and may trouble avoid you wherever you go. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We really enjoyed having you here, and we will see you next time on Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Bye, everyone.
Guys.